LEGO Castle, or Kingdom, has been around for nearly 5 decades, starting all the way back in the year 1978, with the release of the very first set, aptly named Castle. This yellow castle was only 706 pieces, but came with 14 minifigures, which something that's almost unheard of today for LEGO standards, unless the set was like $300 or more. But even so, LEGO experimented through the years within the theme, creating many different sub-themes along the way. With the introduction of new pieces, building techniques, storytelling, and above all, the threat that the theme could possibly run stale, LEGO decided to try some new things around the beginning of the 21st century that would bring, in my opinion, the best sub-theme to ever come out of the Castle Kingdom theme. And it all had to do with one word: fantasy. This was LEGO's fantasy era from 2007 to 2009, and the sub-theme was called Castle. In my very honest and humble opinion, I think this subtheme was the number one greatest castle subtheme since the inception of the main theme itself back in 1978. This may be a controversial take, but I have reasons why I think this, which I will be explaining in this video. So without further ado, let's get right into it. From here on out, I will just be naming the subtheme Castle instead of Fantasy Era Castle, since we all know which one we're actually talking about now. Also, I want to apologize because the images are a little bit blurry. I got them off of Bricklink, and unfortunately with the resolution and the zoom I use in my editing software, it will probably be blurry, but it should still look good enough that you can actually see what I'm talking about. But it won't be the highest quality that I would like for it to be. So starting out with the first wave, releasing in 2007. This wave mostly focused on skeletons and knights, although there was a single troll and dwarf set released in it for some reason, but we'll get to that a little bit later on. The first set that I wanted to take a look at was 7090 Crossbow Attack. The skeleton horse mold was the star of the show, as this was the first time we have ever actually seen one in LEGO, and might I add, it looks amazing even still to this day. Like, the mold for it is crazy. It looks awesome. There were 3 figs given, a scary cool looking evil skeleton, which we will see a lot of in this sub-theme, which all look awesome. That face mold is kind of frightening, to be honest. Whoever designed the skeleton face mold did a good job. And we also were given 2 knights. The crossbow build is good, it does the job, but it was also a little small. 7009 is the final joust, again with a sweet skeleton horse, now in a awesome blacked out color scheme, still awesome mold, and even cooler with the blacked out color scheme in my opinion. We got an awesome helmet, shield, and body armor given to the skeleton. And the knight's helmet visor, actually, fun fact, was a completely new piece that was just made for this wave, and it works so well that it's still being used to this day. There's a very cool barding giving to the horse. However, one thing that I do not like about this theme is the helmets for the horses. I just do not like how they look. I think the ones that came out in the Kingdom wave in 2012 look way better. Obviously, this came out after 2007 to 2009 because 2012 was years later. But the horse helmet just does not look as good as it could, in my opinion, or at least they had ones that are better. Anyway, the side builds are okay in this set. 7091 is the Knight's Catapult Defense, and it had 4 figs, a new awesome looking black skeleton, and a white skeleton with a cool helmet mold in a sparkling silver. 2 knights are also really nice to get. I like the knights in this theme. Again, I'll explain more later on, but I think all their torso prints and stuff are good, and I like that it's just the symbol of the knights is just the crown. It's just knights. It's just crown. That's what the knights are. That's who the good guys are in the sub-theme. Just the crown knights, castle knights, however you want to call it. The catapult works, but it's not amazing. It could have been better, but it also could have been worse, so it's okay. And the skeleton side build is, it's there. Throwing. Up next, we got 7092 Skeleton's Prison Carriage. 3 skeleton horses, yes please. 5 figs, horse included too, which is pretty cool. I still don't like that horse helmet though. But the carriage build is very well done, and there's this weird spiky piece on the front that I don't ever remember seeing that before in any other set. And that just, when I was editing this video, I saw that and I found it quite interesting. But yeah, also those chromed out wheels are really, really cool too. Then we got 7029 Skeleton Ship Attack. There's ships included in this sub-theme, which is awesome. And the theme has everything. The ship looks amazing. The sail especially. Like, that sail is awesome. The ship is awesome. The captain fig with the beard. It's just a skeleton with a beard. It's still pretty cool. And the port looks really nice as well. It's detailed. It looks like you're actually getting a pretty decently sized port and a ship. You're not getting like one tiny building. You're getting like a whole wall, basically. I just think that is really, really cool. You get 3 skeletons and 3 knights, which is a fair fig amount in my opinion, and I think it would have been a great set. Then we have 7093, which is the Skeleton Tower, and there are dragons in this sub-theme. Amazingly molded, well-detailed dragons. The awesome dragon mold here is just amazing, and this isn't even the only set. There's 3 sets in this theme that we get dragons like this, and to me that is just amazing. The Evil Wizard is a wonderful main villain character for the storyline of the fantasy era, and he looks the part. He looks awesome. The main building looks amazing and really does actually look like a skull. It's a cool idea, design, and execution in my opinion, but I still do not like that horse helmet. The barding is cool though, and the figs are great. There's also a new princess fig, which is cool to see. You can't have a castle theme without a princess fig. 7036 is the Dwarves Mine, and I kind of am I'm confused and also not confused on why a set like this was in the first wave, even though it's mostly just Knights v Skeletons. But I have a pretty good theory as to why they did that. My theory is that LEGO decided to test the waters out to see if trolls and dwarves would stick. So then they basically just threw this set amongst all the Skelly sets to see how well it would do. And I'm sure based off the next wave, the trolls definitely stuck. You also get an awesome looking big fig troll too, which we see a lot in this theme throughout the consecutive years that came after this, but those big fig trolls look awesome. The trolls look awesome too, the dwarves are nice, and overall the build for the mine is actually really nice because it actually looks and feels like you're getting an actual mine, not just a little tiny cave or a little tiny mountain. The new troll swords are also excellent looking. They definitely look like a sword that a troll would have. Then we have 7094, which is Knight's Castle Siege, the big castle set of the theme. And man, is it a nice looking castle. The castle build is one of the greatest playscale castles I think we have ever gotten. Mostly because it's a fully connected loop of castle wall, which although we have had before, this one just feels like a true castle. There's many towers and walls, you have the drawbridge and a gate, it is all here. You also have another dragon that is in a beautiful, beautiful red and black color, with many skeletons, knights, and a king to throw in there too, which is obviously pretty good to get. If you get the castle, you'll probably get the king with the castle. The next wave came out in 2008 with the trolls taking the show. We got a couple of small sets including a wizard, knight, and a troll, all of which are great and would have definitely been a multi-buy for me. The wizard's prints are especially deserved to be singled out for being just amazingly, amazingly good. As for the real sets, 7040 is the Troll's Mind Defender, and to be completely honest, I am not a big fan of this set at all. The bright blue rubber band really kind of destroys the realism of the entire set because the color choice is just odd for that rubber band, just to be sitting out in the open like that. I understand you could just put it on the other side, but I mean, if you would turn the card over, then you'd still be seeing it. But even so, the vehicle build is still pretty weak. The figs are only the saving grace, though, and that flag is really, really cool. So, 7038 is the Troll Assault Wagon. A cheap way to get a big fig troll, which is the best part, to be honest. The vehicle it's okay. It could have been better, in my opinion, and the figs are okay, too. It's always good to get a quantity and quality, basically, fig-wise, which all of these sets give throughout the entire sub-theme. Each one is high quality, and usually they throw in a lot of figs in the sets, which is nice to see. 7037 is the Tower Raid, and it's a pretty sweet idea. The Siege Wagon is really cool looking, and the figs are really nice. Trolls get some cool armor pieces, and the Knight Tower honestly looks pretty good too. Overall, it's a pretty nice set. 7041 is the Troll Battle Wheel, and it is probably the most notable set from the entire sub-theme for a good reason. It is a very bizarre idea, design, and build, to be honest, but I mean, it does work very, very well, and I think this set was very, very popular back when it originally came out. The figs are good too, and the knight side build is there. That's all I'm gonna say about it. It's not good or bad. It's just kind of there. 7048 is the Troll Warship, another ship which is an awesome inclusion to the subtheme, this time with the trolls taking the helm. The dragon, now taken hold by the knights, is so cool to see, especially with that armored head mold. That just makes it all so much better. The ship sails are also amazing, and a big fig troll is included, which is also very, very cool. Cool ship build, dragon, and figs. But hey, let's be honest, we aren't really surprised. There are also knight and skeleton battle packs. They were called blister packs, though, back in the day. And you got 5 of each for a pretty low price. LEGO Star Wars could only wish it could ever be as good as this, but it never was, and it definitely never will be. 2009 was the final wave, and only unfortunately had 4 sets and 2 blister packs. 7078 was the King's Battle Chariot. It was a good cheap way to get the king, which is nice, and 4 figs are also a really great inclusion for a set this small. The horse head armor is still not my favorite. 7079 is unfortunately the only set of the sub-theme I ever had, which is why it is so nostalgic and loved by me. The drawbridge looks so good, and the figs are probably one of the best groups of figs of the entire sub-theme. And that might be nostalgia talking, but to be honest, if you take a step back, it's actually, I stand by this opinion and this statement pretty readily, because you get 3 skeletons, you get a gold knight, which hasn't been seen in any of the other sets, or really any set up to this point. You get a normal knight, which is a good inclusion. You get the queen, which is really cool to get. And then that Joker fig, which is one of my favorite LEGO minifigures ever. It might be top 5 of all time in my collection of all LEGO that I own. Like, it is loved by me that much. It is just an awesome fig with an amazing, amazing face print. And I really like this set. Again, a little bit of it's nostalgia, but also if I was to get any one set, to be honest, the one that if I had a choice to get one set of the entire theme, and let's say I couldn't get any of the big sets, because obviously I'd probably want like the castle, but you know what I'm saying, I would probably get this drawbridge set. So take that as you will. 7097 is the Troll Mountain Fortress, which looks really cool. 2 troll big figs are included, and the troll queen and king. And the other figs are really good to get too. And they all look awesome. Obviously. And then finally, we have 10193, the Medieval Market Village. This is the magnum opus of this theme, and for good reason. You get 2 cows. Okay, just kidding. You get a little more than that. You also get 2 awesome houses and a bunch of great figs. You get a horse stable, blacksmith, living quarters. It's got it all. I remember seeing this in old catalogs I had back when I was younger, like a 2009 catalog when obviously the theme was going strong. I unfortunately don't know where it went, and I'm very upset about that. But I remember seeing it in the catalog all the time, and to be honest, I don't know why, but it was just those cows they were just so, like, I've never seen that before. You've seen the horses, but you've never really seen the cows. I was just mesmerized by the cows. I don't know why. There's also 2 blister packs that are included in this final wave, which are the trolls and the dwarves, and they're all very good. But this was the end of the theme. There were only 3 waves, really only 2.5, since the last wave only had 4 sets. And then the theme was gone. Forever. Never to be seen again. It left as fast as it got here. Now that we got the wave and set introductions out of the way and a quick description and what I find cool about them, I kind of want to go over the reasons why I think this sub-theme is the best. Hands down, period. Now, before I started this video, I thought it was more controversial than what it actually seemed to be. That seems like a lot of people actually really do like this theme, which is cool. I'm glad. I'm happy. I agree with you. However, when I get into the reasons why I think it's the best, that's probably where it can get a little bit controversial. So, the very first one, and this is probably the most controversial take of it all. I like that there's only one knight faction. There's only not one good guy faction, because the dwarves are also technically quote unquote good guys in this theme, but I like that there's only one knight faction. I am not a big fan of the multiple knight factions. And that's the controversial take. I don't get behind. Let me put it this way. I understand why people like a bunch of different knight factions. I understand it. It's cool. Like, I can see why. And I'm happy for you guys that you all have all of the factions that you'd want and all of the different faction v faction. You know, you have the lions v the dragons. You have the falcons versus the I don't know, crusaders, or also the lions. I don't really know. I don't know all the lore behind it. But like, I just don't understand why there has to be so many different knight and castle factions. It just doesn't make sense having a kingdom v kingdom all the time. It makes sense, but also I like how this theme does not have that. I like that there's only one castle, kingdom, one kingdom faction, one castle faction, and it's literally the Crown Knights. Like, it makes the most sense. They're not choosing an animal. They're not choosing the falcons or the lions or the dragons or whatever. It's just castle knights, crown knights, and I love that. I love that for this theme. So that's the main reason. Not the main reason, but that's the first reason. The second reason is that there's cooler enemies, because you're not worried about kingdom v kingdom like with every other castle faction, basically, besides maybe Knights Kingdom 1 and 2, where it was like Vladik and like the bat. I don't know. I'm not going to go into all that, but there's cooler enemies. Trolls and skeletons and dragons. Like, that's awesome. That's just cool. Evil skeletons, like undead skeletons, that's just really cool. And you've never really seen that before. You've seen like ghosts and such, and maybe some of like the raider factions, you know, not the wolf pack, the other ones, but still, they're just cooler enemies, and they're just cooler other factions too. There's dwarves. You never seen dwarves before. That's like a Lord of the Rings thing, granted, but I mean, it's still cool to see. It's cool to see other factions. The next reason is that there's boats, there's dragons, there's moats and drawbridges and castles and skull bases, and the troll mountain kingdom, mountain castle thing, and the dwarf mine. You have so many awesome different locations that are so different from one another, but you have headquarters for each faction. It's not just, oh, Kingdom Castle 1, it's the Black Falcon Castle, and oh, it's the Lion Castle and the Dragon Castle. No, you have all of these different headquarters. Some of them are a mine, some of them are a huge skull. Like, it just works so well. And you still have an awesome castle. The castle is not lacking in any sense. And there's even smaller castle additions to go along with it, like with the raid wagon, for example, that one tower. You could add that with the castle. You could add the drawbridge with the castle. It just all works together so well, and it just makes so much sense. The boats are also awesome. The skeleton boat, the troll boat, such great ideas. Cool sails, cool boats, big, large boats. Like, it just works so well. The dragons, awesome. The dragon with the armor plate that the knight is riding, you never see that. We got one more dragon in the 2015 wave, which I really wish I would have picked up. I'm not sure why I didn't, but still, that's like the last time we saw a molded dragon like that. I don't know if we'll ever see one again. I hope we do. I would like to hear what you guys think about all this down in the comments below. If you liked the video, please like the video, share it if you would like to, and it'd be really cool if you could subscribe too. I really appreciate it. My goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. I think we can do it. I'm planning on releasing a lot more videos going over this theme. I've kind of, if you noticed, changed gears a bit, because I used to be a big Star Wars fan. I used to do stop motion and such. But it got too busy. Stop motion was way too time consuming, and I did not have time to keep it up. So I figured that I would kind of switch gears. Not the stop motion stuff, but honestly, because Star Wars, the prices and the sets, everything is just getting too crazy. And I feel like Lego is asking too much price wise and not giving us enough. To be honest, the Ahsoka Starfighter, the Arc 170, and then the new 327th Battle Pack, where the straws that broke the camel's back, basically. I can explain this more detail in another video, which I probably will, kind of explaining why I'm switching themes and switching kind of my whole channel theme. But yeah, that's just the short answer, basically. But I will, like I said, explain that in another video. But yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Please like, subscribe, share, do all that other YouTube stuff. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.